Heir to the master's family fortune, Ken is a flamboyant fighter who learned the art of Ansatsuken from Goken. He also grew up alongside Ryu, a man he considers both his best friend and ultimate rival. Ken's V-skill lets him run forwards to close the gap between him and his opponent. His V-trigger functions as both a damage booster and combo extender. Ken's EX Hurricane kick now functions similarly to a dive kick. If you time it just as the opponent throws a fireball, you can tag them before they have time to recover. Effective Ken play is all about staying on top of the opponent and forcing them to fear his options. His fireball isn't as useful as Nash or Ryu's due to its hefty recovery, but he makes up for it with his forward momentum and crush counter conversions.
Body is invincible, so beware!
Known as the Red Cyclone in his native Russia, Zangief is a living mountain of muscle who wrestles bears for fun. He first appeared in Street Fighter II with his signature spinning pile drive. Zangief's V-skill lets him absorb 2 attacks without being knocked back. His V-trigger draws the opponent towards him and makes his V-skill even more potent. Before you can start landing Zangief's trio of command grabs, you have to make the opponent fear his normal attacks. The standing headbutt, in particular, is great for beating normal attacks and comboing into big damage.
Muscle power! Muscle power for you! You have the great body!
Tied with Birdie for the most health in the game, Zangief can afford to take a few hits as he tries to lock the opponent down. He may have lost his green hand special in the jump to Street Fighter V, but his new Borscht Dynamite air grab lets him defend the Russian skies like never before. As one of the 4 new characters introduced in Street Fighter V, much of Necalli's past is shrouded in mystery. His fighting style is best described as animalistic due to his feral slashes and stomps. Necalli's V-skill lets him create mini earthquakes by slamming the ground with his fists. His V-trigger lets him unleash his inner power by releasing the shackles on his dreadlocks. This increases his mobility and overall damage. Similar to Ryu, Necalli is a good starting point for new players. He shuts down fireball pressure easily with his Disc's Guidance special move. He also benefits from an overhead attack that can lead to a crush counter. Necalli is the type of character that needs to be played up close and personal. If you can close the gap and land one of his heavy punches, his damage output, even without meter, is one of the highest in the game.
Necalli wins.
If you stand in my way, I will kill you.
Written off as dead after the events of the Street Fighter Alpha series, Nash makes an unexpected return in Street Fighter V. His Frankenstein-esque appearance suggests he's not the harbinger of justice we once knew. Nash's V-skill lets him absorb projectiles to build his V-gauge. His V-trigger, on the other hand, is a nifty teleport that lets him escape pressure, extend combos, and generally confuse the opponent. Nash has more normal attack variations than any other character in the game. Once you learn the application of each one, he becomes a fortress of buttons that's tricky to breach. If you like the idea of pinning the opponent down with one of the best fireballs in the game, Nash should be on the top of your list. He's also the only character who can steal the opponent's critical gauge.
Nash wins.